In this lesson, we're going to give a general introduction to electrical and wiring systems. The first step in understanding electrical systems is understanding the different components that make them up. Revit has a huge number of electrical components, and we're going to go over them now. In order to see the electrical components, first go up to the Systems tab. If you then look under the Electrical panel, you'll see a wide variety of icons that allow you to input different electrical components to create any electrical system that you might need for an MEP project. We're going to drag this panel out of the ribbon and into the main viewing pane, since we're going to be doing work specifically on electrical components. As I mentioned, the icons in the Electrical panel are all the different components you will need for designing any electrical system. You have cable trays, conduits, parallel conduits or parallel circuits, cable tray fittings, conduit fittings, electrical equipment, a wide variety of electrical devices. Under this heading, there are electrical fixtures, which allow you to turn on or off the lighting fixtures in the next section. There are communication devices, data devices. There's the fire alarm, lighting, nurse call, security, and telephone. So those are the major electrical devices. There's also the lighting fixtures, which we mentioned a second ago. If you want to return the electrical panel to the ribbon, just click the button in the upper right-hand corner that says Return to Ribbon. As you can see, the electrical panel is now back in the ribbon. In this introduction, we will also cover the electrical settings, which you can access from the small arrow at the lower right-hand part of the electrical panel. When you click on it, the electrical settings window will appear. This window contains all of the settings for any electrical system that might be contained within your Revit MEP project. Within your electrical settings are three basic divisions into which all of your electrical settings are divided. These are wiring, cable tray settings, and conduit settings. Under wiring, you can set a number of parameters for your project, including wire sizes, the materials from which your wiring is made, the types of wires that will be used in your project, the voltage definitions, and the distribution system for your electrical system. The next two categories, cable tray settings and conduit settings, are somewhat similar, allowing you to set the size of your cable tray and conduits respectively, as well as the material and the layout of your conduit settings and cable trays. We will cover all of these, though, as the situation demands it. The last two settings in the electrical settings window are load calculations and panel schedules. Load calculations is an extremely important group for Revit MEP. It contains the load classifications for all the different electrical systems that might be a part of your project. These include heating and cooling, lighting, and a variety of others. You can change the name and the demand of each of the different categories. This is a very important consideration, which we'll come back to further on. The last category is panel schedules, which allow you to set the parameters for panel schedules. When you're done with electrical settings, just click OK and you'll return to the regular window. Alright, let's review. In this lesson, we gave a general introduction to electrical systems in terms of Revit MEP. We discussed what the different electrical components are and showed you where you can find them from the Systems tab and the Electrical panel. We also discussed how to access the electrical settings from the Electrical panel, what the different parameters under electrical settings are, and that need to be set before you begin your project.